you want to be seeing it as I'm giving her space and I am very obviously and playfully giving space. Hey guys, Hector Castillo-Papi from girlschase.com. Here to talk about whether or not girls like when you ignore them, part number 1. In this video, I want to explain whether or not girls do like when you ignore them. And then in the second part, I'm going to teach you how to ignore them in the right ways, which are kind of explained in this video. So let's get to it. Now, ignoring girls was something that I thought was a good way to get them to like you because I was very shy, so it came natural to just ignore them. But of course, it doesn't work in the extreme because if ignoring girls worked, I would just tell you, never watch another video from me again or take any dating advice, just sit at home and they're gonna knock on your door and offer to suck your dick. Obviously, that's not true. So ignoring girls can be taken too far. It can also be taken too far in the sense that when you are ignoring them, once they meet you, right, it might just make you not meet them in the first place, which was a large problem of mine for a while. But even when I did have girls like me, I would ignore them and they would play the game back. And they would see, oh, he's ignoring me. Okay, well, they feel unloved. You get mad when girls don't text you back or they take a long time to text you or when they ignore you. Well, girls get mad at the same thing. And so you might think, okay, well, it's gonna get her to be interested in me. And there's some truth there. But if you do it in the wrong way and at the wrong time, what's gonna happen is they're gonna realize that you're ignoring them. I mean, I think a lot of guys, when they try to play disinterested or aloof, they believe that they're being wise and smart and intelligent, but they're not. And a lot of times women can notice when you're faking things. Just like when you know a girl's kind of playing purposefully hard to get, they can tell when you're purposefully trying to hide from them. It's kind of like in a stealth game where, you know, if an enemy has like that meter where it says they can recognize you, like you're in Skyrim just walking and trying to be stealthy, but you're literally right in front of them and they just smack you. It's like that. If they see that you're trying to ignore them, maybe there will be some playfulness there, and that's our goal with it. But a lot of times if you do it too much, they're just gonna go, okay, well, this idiot's trying to play games, I'm gonna play better. So don't wanna do that. It just ends up in a bad situation where you two are both trying to ignore each other more. And it's very toxic and it's very unhealthy. I think it comes from our childhood because we didn't know how to express our interest in each other. So we would push each other or be mean to each other because it was very dangerous to just say, oh, I like you. It feels risky. Or we would ignore each other, and it's a very feminine move too. Also, yeah, I want to point that out. It's a very feminine move to ignore women. It's kind of more of a female tactic, so you don't want to overuse it because it's just going to make you kind of into a woman. And we're trying to fuck women, not be them. But we can steal some tech from them occasionally, some little secrets. But it definitely comes from our childhood, and I did it for a long time when, like I said, I was very shy, so it came naturally. But I remember when I was in middle school, there was a girl I really liked. And I know she liked me, but I wasn't so interested in her as I was like the pretty popular bad bitches. But she was cute, but I never took action. And even when I was told she liked me, I never did anything about it. And even years went on until like we actually started, you know, making an attempt at each other. But when I did like her and I knew I liked her and I knew she liked me, there came a very interesting experience at Target. And while we were at Target, I was with my mom and I saw her and her mom, and I saw her, she saw me, knew I was there, and to talk to me, because she knew me, we were friends, she stood at the door. I hadn't seen her in a while though, so this would have been nice to talk to her, right? You see a friend, you go talk to them. Well, she's standing at the door, and I'm holding my Target bags, and I just fucking walk past her. I don't even look at her. I just very purposefully ignore the shit out of her. And I actually saw in my peripherals, even years later, I can remember like her face of like, what the fuck are you doing? And then we got in the car with me and my mom, and we started driving, and then I turned around and I saw her and her mom driving, and I waved to her. And my mom was like, what the fuck are you doing? She understood, it was cute, I was young. But I was purposely ignoring a girl who liked me, and this game of like hiding interest and giving interest went on for so long and made our kind of relationship so fucking complicated, and it made things take way longer than they should have. And so it's a silly childhood example, but I think a lot of us are maybe programmed from our childhood habits to be hiding our interest because we're afraid of expressing it. And I think that's when men are trying to learn how to get girls, they're sometimes told like, you know, girls want what they can't have, and, you know, don't be the guy who's chasing her, have her chase you. And they're taught these philosophies, but then they take it so far where they believe that disinterest or a void of interest is what intrigues women. And they only get it half right. So the true nature of ignoring a woman shouldn't be seen as I'm ignoring you. In practice, it's gonna, you know, we could be philosophical, but in practice, it's gonna maybe look the same, but it's not. It's going to look different when you see it from the right philosophy. And the correct philosophy is not that I'm ignoring you so that you chase me, like, oh, you know, when girls purposely try to play hard and you're just like, I know what the fuck you're doing. You still wanna fuck her, so you know, sometimes you give in and play the game. But you know what she's doing. What you're trying to do instead is you're giving the seduction room to breathe. And you are allowing her to play her part in the dance and dance her dance. Because what a true seducer does when he gives a girl space is he understands that when I am talking to you, when I'm being charming and giving you attention, I am giving you good emotions. And this, of course, can be done too much. But when we are seducing a woman, it is an assertive energy. I'm doing something. When you're ignoring her, you're pulling back. So what you're creating is that void of, this was nice, I was getting their attention, oh no, I don't have it, and I want to chase after it. But what makes it not fucking toxic and a really bad habit that you can overdo and that will cause her, like I said, to sometimes want to fight back and, okay, I'm gonna ignore you even more, and then you're just like having a Mexican standoff where you're both facing the opposite direction. So you want to be seeing it as, I'm giving her space, and I am very obviously and playfully giving space. So she knows what I'm doing, but it's not in the sense of I'm gonna be pretending like you don't know what I'm doing and act disinterested, and I'm just going to be not there so much. That is the mentality that you want to have behind it. And what that mentality is going to do, that playful mentality, lighthearted mentality, is going to change the nature of when you do ignore her and when you do give her space, and she's going to feel in on the joke and she's in on the game. And so she won't be offended by it, and she'll instead want to play with you. And when you have this cooperative energy, even if you are playing a little bit, because she won't feel offended and won't feel as if you're disinterested, which could be another conclusion she comes to, and we don't want her to feel disinterested because that's kind of toxic. She's just gonna feel like, oh, okay, the game is getting fun now. That's how we want to approach ignoring a girl or giving her space to dance her dance. So in the second part of this video series, I'm gonna teach you how to actually ignore her in a cool, fun, lighthearted, and sexy way that gets her to chase you and play the game with you, instead of either just pissing her off or making her want to play that game harder, and you two just end up fighting each other by ignoring each other, or you just don't meet her in the first place, which is, again, not going to happen because girls are not going to knock on your door. You still have to go out and meet them. But when you're seducing them, you can play the game. Okay, so stay tuned for part number 2, where I'll teach you how to play that game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.